All right. So, on this very first episode of Mac Knows, we're going to go over how to beat Mike Tyson. Pretty easily debunk some of the difficulty on him and just kind of make it a quick playthrough here. So, one thing I will preface this video by saying is it is very important that you play on something that has very little to no input lag at all. A lot of mistakes people make when playing this game is that they play it on the Switch, they play it on the NES Mini or NES Classic, if you want to call it that. And it has actually more input lag than you would think, especially when it comes to Punch Out. So, what I'm playing on today is going to be an original hardware NES and an EverDrive flash cart. So, the EverDrive N8 Pro flash cart, I'll put the link for both of those in the description of the video. Well, the flash cart, not the NES, but and we'll get started from there. I've found a pretty authentic experience using that, as well as the it's just a very standard old school AV to HD converter. The picture's not the best. It can get wavy and quirky at times, but overall it works. So also playing on a Dell 32-inch monitor, which is a more modern kind of a gaming monitor that's geared towards more modern stuff, but we play it on it anyway. So we'll get started. The code for Tyson is as follows. I'll try to pause it a little bit throughout the fight to try and explain certain things. I will preface this by saying the first minute and 30 seconds is the toughest minute and 30 seconds of the fight. If you can get through the first minute and 30 seconds, you are golden. So don't worry about that after the first minute and 30 seconds. It is still tough to time, but we'll get there. So without any further ado, get him to do his march down. And as I pause the game, one quick thing I will note to dodge these first punches, there's going to be a white flash and then he's going to move. You do not want to get into the habit of moving before you see that white flash. You also need to get into the habit of what they call as a quick dodge, which means it's not your traditional dodging left, dodging right, and then letting Mac work his way back to center. You're going to want to do a left or right dodge, whichever you prefer, and then hit the up button immediately after to recenter Mac. So once you recenter Mac in that way, you'll notice, and I'll show you the difference here between a quick dodge and a regular dodge. So we'll start there. So this is going to be a regular dodge, and you see it's kind of it works to dodge, but you're never going to get back to center to be able to punch him. Okay, so now we're going to go over what a quick dodge looks like, and the quick dodge will allow you to get back to center to hit Tyson after you dodge each time. And we'll start there. So we'll do quick dodge, and you see how much quicker he snaps back, so that way he's in position to hit Tyson each time. So the next key step to beating him is after you do that quick snap back, you want to make sure the first of the two punches is to the back side of his head. So whichever way he's leaning, we're going to hit the back of his head, as you'll see. So I'll do the quick snap. Well, that was more of a regular, but stand by. Multitasking is not my strong suit, but you'll see I'll do the quick snap, dodge, and then back of his head. 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 Now, the reason why we're doing that is because you inflict more damage to Tyson when you're doing that. So the first punch has to be at the back of his head. Second punch doesn't really matter, obviously, because at that point he's upright. But so we're going to put all three pieces together that we've talked about so far. We're going to quick dodge. We're going to punch the back of his head. We're going to hit him twice. And we're also waiting, not react. We're reacting to the flash. So flash, if you're playing on hardware that gives you the fast enough reaction time and no input lag, you're going to get it just fine every time. Otherwise, you're going to experience issues. That's why it's very important to use hardware that is very close to, if not original hardware. Yeah, we're almost to the minute here. Missed that quick one. Okay. We do not want to knock him down there. So as you notice, we did some pretty good amount of damage in the first minute 30, and I had to dodge a quick punch without punching him back because we do not want to knock him down in the first round. Of course, this is novice instructions. If you want to speed run this, that's a totally different ball game. This is just the basics on how to beat him and beat him consistently. So now that we've gotten through the first minute and 30 seconds, what we're going to see is we're going to see Tyson throw straight punches, but he's going to wink and he's going to throw lefts and rights. So our main goal is to focus on his winks, and as soon as he does that, we're going to dodge. Now, in this case, we don't need to quick dodge because we're not looking to hit him anymore. We've already got him low enough health. We don't need to do any additional damage, but we just want to keep him to as low health as possible. So that way, when we start the next round, he starts off at a very low health point, which will make it easier for us to defeat him in the second round. That's the goal of this whole fight. So we're going to be dodging. If you take a couple hits here, it's not going to kill you. It's not going to be the end of the world. You can recover. If you do end up taking a couple hits, you may want to try to strike back just to get his health lower again, but you'll see it play out here. If it plays out perfect, we won't have to hit him again. If it doesn't and we get hit, we'll have to hit him with a couple quick jabs. But okay, so obviously that was... And there is a pattern to how he throws these punches. So he'll do slow, quicker, quickest, slow, slow, or quicker, quickest. And he usually does this pattern here where he'll do like 3 lefts, 3 rights, gradually getting quicker on each side. And this will get you to the end of the round. So he's low. We're in good health. We did not get knocked down. We're going to want to obviously press select to get our health back up to as much as possible at this point. So we've got our health relatively high, if not full. His is going to be very low, and there's going to be a different strategy going into this round because he's not going to come out swinging with the same punches that he did in the first. So let's get into it. So here, what we're going to see is we're going to see him throw a series of straights, if you want to call it that. Straights or quick jabs, whichever you want to call it. And what that's going to do, or what we're going to want to do, is we're going to want to block them. But we're also going to want to get stars or counterpunch stars, super punches, whatever you want to call it, after each of these quick jabs. I believe he throws anywhere from 8 to 10 of them. And it's very important to hit him in the stomach as soon as one of those lands as you're blocking it. So I'll go through the first couple here and then I'll re-explain what I'm doing. But you want to initially come out in this second round in a blocking position. And then as soon as he throws that punch and it hits our glove, we're hitting him low in the stomach. So, low, 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 low. Okay, so now you see we've built up 3 stars already. He's knocked down nice and early in the round, so that sets up for us to be able to use those stars throughout the rest of the round and defeat him here. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting close. So next part of the strategy is going to be to wait for him to finish because he's not done yet. We've knocked him down early enough to where he's not done with his straights. He's going to come out and throw a couple more, but once he's done that, he's going to revert back to those same lefts and rights that we saw at the end of the last round, with some mixing of the uppercuts, which aren't going to be devastating uppercuts. But we'll finish this out, and then I'll pause it when we're through the straights. Because he's going to come out and continue to throw these. And just by whatever, we can't get more than 3 stars. Okay, so now he's into the pattern. We're worn out from blocking. We don't have stamina left. So we're going to have to dodge a couple of these without getting hit. Now remember, he's going to throw a mix of uppercuts and those lefts and rights. So going to get some good damage here. Now you're probably wondering when we can use these stars. Do not use these stars after he uppercuts. He will dodge them every time and you will pay. You're only using the super punches after his straight punches, and I'll show you when. right there. Punch, super. Punch, super. Punch, super. And he's down. So you don't want to use those super punches after his flash uppercuts. Now he's going to come out again, and he's going to immediately throw rights and lefts. We're going to dodge those rights and lefts, and he's eventually going to get to the uppercuts again. This should get us all the way home. This dodging these, and remember with the uppercuts, we're reacting. We're not going to try and anticipate. We're going to react. So lefts and rights. He's gonna pause here for a second, and this is how you know the uppercuts are coming again. And again, they're not devastating uppercuts to where they're going to knock you down for an extended period of, the one-hit knockdowns. They're not going to be that. They are going to hurt and do a bit of damage, but you'd have to take probably 2 or 3 to get knocked down this time instead of just 1. He's also going to give you, and I just probably screwed that up. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, he gives you a free star, which we missed, but no big deal. There's another free one. So the reason why I dodged those 2 and I didn't hit was because I wanted him to get back to that position of doing his lefts and rights, because then I could hit him with the super punch to get him down. And had I sat there and messed around hitting him after his uppercuts, it wouldn't have worked out great. So that's Tyson. I hope I've at least helped in your journey to beating him. It is a very, very difficult fight. Do not get me wrong. But with practice, I would say maybe 2 to 3 days a week, 2 weeks of practice, you can beat him pretty consistently with those strategies that I told you. I will kind of highlight those strategies again in the section below to remind you on what to anticipate and when. But comment, like, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate your support. Until next time.